Hello everybody, yes, I am Leemyy, and I have a nice commentator.
Yes, I'm Leo.
And yeah, let's get started right away. I will give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ooh. First big tech. We're gonna skip text, like all the time.
Oh yes, this game luckily has cutscene skipping built in.
Yep. And you can see Leemyy is already flying around doing some weird movement shenanigans. That is called a moon launch, where he is basically going to be skipping triggers, any kind of collision checks by just flying up. And he's doing that by holding throw, rolling into a slope, and jumping. It's been a while since I've done a moon jump.
Yeah, it's... Whoops, accidental menuing there. It is, yeah, it's just any kind of height difference. And then jump.
Yeah, so we're going to be using that a lot. Leemyy's going to be using that a lot to bypass a lot of fights or interactions, get around things that he shouldn't normally be able to get around, because the category is no menu glitch. There is a weird glitch where you can bypass interactions by using the menu. We can't do that, so instead we're going to be doing a lot of moon launches, which is way more fun.
Yes. Oh no, I do not. I need these balls.
You need those balls, yes. And now you're going to sleep with those balls.
Yeah, look.
And that's the first, like, I guess, intro to the game.
Yeah, we just skip basically all of the tutorial just by jumping over a bunch of triggers. Usually it's not supposed to, chapter 1 is not supposed to be that short. You're supposed to meet a bunch of characters. We met nobody. You could kind of see 2 characters appear just there as the day started, which were Balloony and Mina. We allegedly met them earlier.
Allegedly.
But yeah, we never actually really met them.
Yep. So Leemyy is going to be rolling a lot. It's a lot faster than running. And you can see Otto's smug face as he rolls around. It's fantastic. And Leemy's now going to head to one of the last areas of the game, actually, to get an item so that we can improve our fighting performance.
Yes.
So I think this one, I don't know what this one is.
It's the tangerine juice.
There's so many items that we grab randomly along the way. And it's been a bit of a hot minute for me in this game. Nice bonk. I love the
perfectly
bonk
into the door.
Yeah, we're gonna bypass George. Bye. And we're gonna go to the roof, which is not accessible, except we're just gonna do a little moon launch. It's such good, like, easy movement tech, and very satisfying.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And we get the nearsighted glasses. So those will give a performance boost during fights to be closer to the opponent's side of the field. So
yeah.
when doing that, a lot better. Also going to get some money that we should be using to buy that guy some stuff because he forgot his school supplies.
Oh, damn.
But we're not going to give those $6 back. Sorry, those ballers back.
Yeah, he just gave us $6 to buy some stuff for him, and we're just going to take the money and run.
Yep. And we're going to spend it ourselves on something way more interesting.
Yeah, we're just going to go over here to the school parking lot.
And go into the sewers.
Usually this area doesn't unlock until chapter 5, and we're about to see, I think these guys, if I talk to them, oh no, they actually have proper dialogue. Where was the guys that don't have, oh, that was on the school roof. Right, but this shop is, you mind explaining this?
Yeah, so as Leemyy mentioned, this area isn't normally accessible, and instead we have a very interesting shop that has everything that you could basically acquire. Which includes a very interesting item that he just got, which is the hallway pass, as well as some potato chips helpful for health management later on if we need them. Shouldn't be necessary, but very helpful if we do need them. Instead, he got the hallway pass. The hallway pass is an item we get later on, and we'll actually get eventually 2 of them. But it allows Leemyy to have a longer stun time in fights, which is incredibly useful for, I think, nearly every fight possible. Just then, he got some vanilla milkshakes, which he's also going to use now the tangerine juice and the milkshakes, I believe. Or
no, the milkshakes later.
Yeah, Leemyy's done some small changes to the route since I last did it, which includes these milkshakes and how he uses them. But the idea being here is he'll equip the items he just got, this will allow him to, one, do fights a lot quicker, because the hallway pass will do some stun. They'll stun lock, so he can then just repeatedly throw balls, which we're gonna hopefully see in this first fight. And the Tangerine Juice, which boosts his XP, because if he does this fight without doing that, he's gonna be a little too underleveled. You can already see he's at level 7, and for the rest of the game, he will be lower than every other enemy.
There's no ball on Danny. That's a bit unfortunate, but...
So with all these fights, Leemyy is aiming for typically a particular character or opponent first, mostly to do with ordering, because they either have something annoying about them. You saw there was a crazy effect there of nothing, and every character just stood still for a moment, and that's because we have, in the first chapter, we skipped a pretty core mechanic of the game, which is a Boltimate. And we would have revealed our Boltimate here, except because we skipped that intro chapter, we never got our Boltimate given. Like
it's actually on this chapter that they get unlocked, but like, yeah, we skipped going to class. After this fight, you'll be able to see it still says on the objective tracker, head to class. We're not gonna do that.
Going to school is lame.
Yeah, that's a good lesson to learn.
Yeah, we're taking out Kiabo. Kiabo's probably, in the early game, he's not too frustrating, but can be a little bit annoying. He is typically stronger, and he has a bit more hit stun. But just like that, a couple of throws, and he's out. Yeah. The bigger one to worry about is usually Cubo, the one with the cube head.
Yeah, the little yellow guy.
Yeah, and Danny. And Danny is a menace later on. An absolute menace.
Yes.
Because of some later mechanics that we won't use, because there's no Boltimate. So having no Boltimate does some kind of weird behavior in terms of there's no focus or charging for us. We don't ever have the bar that comes up either. It's very weird. Yeah, here we get taught to focus, and that's what Sunako, this character, has just done. We're just not going to do that. We're going to get the balls.
Unfortunate.
Now kind of do a bit of a stun lock. You can see Sunako's not really moving, and Leemy's trying to basically hit them consistently, so when they just come out stun lock, he'll hit them again, and then they don't move.
Yeah, I messed it up a bit there. There's a strat where I can stun her on the center line, and that way I can get the balls back more quickly. But that also went pretty well.
Yeah. So currently, Balloony was just like, we can't go in there, but we did. We did a little moon launch. As we kind of now reorganized how we're doing this entire thing. So you can see the current objective says attend Fortunado's class. We're not going to class, and we're now doing the second objective of going to the library for a badge, as we need to get 3 tournament badges to be able to progress into the tournament. And then there's usually a tournament fight at the end of most chapters. I think not all.
Every even chapter has
even, yeah. So you can see it's a bit more clued up as to some of the routing here. I think you did a lot more routing work than I did when we were both learning this, because we learned this at a very similar time. Leemyy picked it up first, and then I made sure to finish the game casually, because this game is very fun casually. Yeah. There's a lot of, so many references, so many little bits of kind of fun connections.
I think a lot of the fights are probably also less frustrating casually when you actually have all of the mechanics you're supposed to have.
Very true, because we'll notice there's quite a few frustrating segments. So you can see here, we come to this, and this is where they normally announce, like, oh, you need to get all the tournament badges. So it says, search for a badge in the cafeteria. Well, we already got that. So we've got what we need. We have enough badges. So we're going to get this guava juice and use that. That improves our strength. And now we're going to go straight into the first tournament fight. Well, first we have to go outside and then say, yeah, we want to do it. So we get Balloony on our team, but we don't care for Balloony on our team, because we're basically stacking all of our stats, improving Otto as much as possible. You'll see that Otto is at 1 HP. Balloony takes a ball. He would now use his Boltimate here, but instead we're just going to use that time to throw some balls at Cubo, and then we get our health back.
Danny did not come forward. Rude.
Yep. So, along with targeting a particular opponent, Leemyy will also be aiming to manipulate the enemies as much as possible at the start of the fight. As if you go for a certain ball at the start of the round, the opponents normally will go for another ball in particular, and it's not 100% consistent, but most fights you can kind of bank on, if I'm going for this ball, I know what I can do next. And so we'll see Leemyy do that a couple of times. So currently kind of just focusing on lowering the HP of everyone but Kiabo, because he heals several other people. So now we can take him out in one hit. Super easy.
Yeah, Kiabo uses his own HP in order to heal the other guys. So it's more efficient to heal them and let Kiabo just keep spamming his heal.
Yep.
Oh, that was actually suboptimal. I should have attacked Kubo instead. The Kubo kind of just likes to hog balls for a long time.
I mean, look at that green.
It's kind of, yeah, he knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing.
But he's out. So we can now just focus on Danny, which is, thankfully, he hasn't learned how to be a menace quite yet.
Yeah.
We can just throw a ball in his face a couple times, and he's out. And that's the first tournament fight, which went pretty well.
Yeah, I would say so.
Nice. Otto is learning things that we don't care about.
Yeah, so we mentioned earlier focus, which technically is unlocked right now. It's just that Otto's focus ability is to increase his ultimate meter, and we don't have that.
No.
And we're never gonna have that. So Otto's focus is useless, and the only other character we have at the moment is Balloony, and he's not very strong, so using him is not really an option either.
Yep.
Technically, Balloony's focus is to heal, but I try to not need that.
Yeah, we avoid healing too much. Bonking up the stairs even. So instead, it's our main focus. Nice bonk into the room. Is Otto's stats, mostly his strength. That way we can just clear through fights as quick as possible. But it's time for the next day. Balloony always has something to tell us in the morning.
Yeah.
Even when we try and leave the room, he's like, "Oh, Otto, you're awake." Nice bonk. So it says that we gotta go to class, which
I think class is this way, right?
yeah, I think going to class, it's much faster going across the water and then through this bridge and into the forest. This where your classes are, Leemyy?
I'm not so sure anymore. Oh, come on.
So you can see a moon launch there can be done a bit delayed. So which isn't ideal for this. So we're going to use a moon launch to get over that droid bot, which is a whole other thing that comes into like the plot in a minute. There we go, get past him.
Yeah, usually you go to class and then those robots kind of go haywire during class, but we skipped all that. Instead, we just go straight to the source of the problem. Which hopefully here we will really see the hallway pass come into play.
Yeah, so this fight with this droid bot can be quite painful. But as you can see, the hallway pass makes this a lot easier. There are some particular strats here, so Leemy's me throwing at a particular time. And even though he gets hit, the droid bot's throw does significantly less stun. So you can see Leemy's basically just throwing and effectively able to just continue hitting several times in a row. You'll also notice that whenever two characters get close, and one of them is holding a ball, there'll be a squabble. And Leemy's basically mashing every button on his controller, because although the game says you should be pressing one key or button on your controller, you can press several. And the faster and more you mash, the more likely you are to win that squabble.
Yes.
So if you're seeing him just vibrate and pressing all the buttons on his controller, it's because he wants to really get that ball. Nice. That was a pretty good droid bot. A few hits extra that weren't necessary, but honestly, this fight can go either really well or terribly. So
yeah, any fight where I don't get knocked out and have to fully redo it is a win in my book.
oh, definitely.
Oh, nope. No,
So for
it's
this
not
one,
enough.
we're doing another moon launch, but we're going to add on an extra throw, which basically allows us to maintain our height, land on these bushes, the top of the hitbox. They're basically a wall. So he can get past that other bot. Again, go through this log and do a tiny little moon launch off that pebble to avoid that fight. As I said, we're using it basically everywhere to avoid as many fights as possible. And now we're just going to go through the gates and just go straight through because there's no collision from that side. And this is where, hooray, we saved the day. And this is where we get the hallway pass normally.
No, you get it after the pixie fight.
Oh, it's the pixie fight.
Yes.
I always forget because there you get something else, which isn't actually that useful, I think.
Yeah, I guess not, because I don't remember what it is, so it can't be that important.
No. Again, we're doing another little moon launch to bypass this person, as they'll otherwise get in the way. Leemyy having to remember which chapter he's on to kind of route out which people does he need to bypass and how.
Yeah, it spawns different like fights on every chapter, and you keep having to go back to the dorm on every chapter, so it can get kind of confusing sometimes which chapter you're on, whom you have to avoid and where.
A little bit, yeah. Time for bed.
Yeah.
But something's going on here with we didn't actually meet the main antagonist of the...
Nah, usually you meet him right at the start.
Yeah.
But we kind of jump past the trigger for the first introduction cutscene, and yeah, we just been kind of an absentee classmate this whole time.
Yeah.
We haven't gone to any lessons so far. We haven't attended the introduction.
Honestly, we kind of just been busy with our side quests of like this one. We're gonna go meet our secret admirer on the rooftop. We're not gonna go to class. What's that for?
Yeah, class is unimportant.
You're rolling around. Nice bonk.
We're actually right here gonna get our first glance of Pixie, whom we're gonna avoid like hell because she is the worst.
Yeah.
And also here we have one of the teachers telling us to please come to class. Instead, we're gonna not do that.
Yep,
and
we're just gonna go to the roof.
go to the roof. Oh, okay. If Otto wants to jump, there we go.
We're gonna meet Boris. Boris is a fun character.
Yes. Usually you have like a planned fight against him in the first chapter, and he absolutely steamrolls you.
Yeah, he's very strong. Even later into the game, he is incredibly strong, very hard to beat. Now, for once, we're not playing as Otto, we're playing as Sunako, and that's because Sunako has a counter. Instead of a grab, she can counter instead.
Yes, sadly for the speedrun, it's not so good, because we like to be able to control when we throw a ball.
Yeah.
And the counter is just, you have to rely on the enemies to throw balls.
And not nearly as good, especially as your own stats for the counter aren't usually as good as your own throwing capability.
Oh wait, it's the lab first.
Yeah, you're going through the maze of bonks. The Leemy's going to use these rocks, do a little moon launch, then go to the lab here. Talk to Chester with his big old glasses.
Yes. Another of
now-
my favorites.
Yeah, we now get to fight the bots again, but they have colors. So this is going to be a case of they all have like particular traits to them. But mostly we want to get rid of this white one. They're very annoying. They have quite a lot of health, especially. And they regularly just grab the balls and get in the way. And the longer an opponent holds the ball for is the less time that we can actually be throwing said ball. So way more important for us to take out enemies who just hog the balls and don't do anything with them. Something we haven't really explained too much as well is that when you throw, there are 3 ways to throw. It's a normal throw, a slow throw, and a fast throw.
Yes.
And they are important as to which one you use and when. As you'll notice that enemies will sometimes try and counter or they'll try and grab at certain times. You can throw them off by either doing a slower throw or a faster throw, and it depends on the distance and the enemy itself. So Leemy's kind of also keeping that in mind. And you can typically do a slow throw followed by a faster throw as well to kind of guarantee a singular hit one way or another. But it is less efficient.
They will try to counter one of them and then get hit by the other.
Yeah. Gonna do a little...
Oh, right, this is the wrong way. Oh,
this is
it
one
still
way.
works.
Yeah. So normally you can go out of bounds further north, I guess, in the map to be able to get into the cafeteria nice and early, as that's what we're going to do here. We need to go talk to the lunch lady, but we can see that there's a whole bunch of robots outside. We don't want to do that. We're just going to fight these group of students, and instead we're just going to basically pummel them with balls.
Yeah. Sadly, these guys are not protagonists, so they just go out in a single hit each.
Immediately taken out. They're all level 3, so they're pretty low, and they only have 15 HP. The lunch lady clearly needs to get some better henchmen.
Yeah.
And admittedly, she's working out of school, so understandably, she's limited on who she can hire or bribe. Either way, back into the forest, we're now looking for Boris. Yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of healing because this upcoming fight is a bit spooky. We're not going against Boris, but we are doing a pretty unpleasant fight against
Danny, Cubo, and Kiabo.
Yeah, and they aren't nearly as nice to go against compared to when they were at the infirmary fight in the first.
Yes, Danny has since learned that he can be annoying.
Yes. Danny is an absolute menace. So again, we're gonna take them all out, teach them a lesson. So going for particular balls here. We're aiming to get rid of Danny because Danny's focus is very annoying. And he does that typically when he doesn't have a ball.
Yes, yes, please stay there. Danny, no. Danny, aww.
I hope he picks up a ball and he might... So you can see that when he's focusing, there's a bit of an issue, which is that he will... I believe it's lowering your strength.
Yes.
Which is very annoying, understandably so. We're relying on our strength, which we basically dumped a whole bunch of stats into to ensure that we can kill enemies... Oh, sorry, knock them out. Killing them is a bit extreme, but knock them out very quickly. But when Danny does his focus, that takes away those stats and it makes the fights drag on for a lot longer. Taking out Cubo because he's the most, like, the next annoying character to go against. He likes to just hog the balls.
Yeah, he just keeps balls in his hands forever without ever throwing them, which is very frustrating. You're trying to go fast. I'll just switch out to Leemyy instead.
One of the rare moments to switch character. As you can see, that did 19 damage to Leemyy, which would have taken out.
Okay.
Would have taken out Otto.
Ooh.
So very carefully, just avoiding these balls, and just like that. That fight can be quite annoying. It's not the worst in the game, but it's like the first awkward fight that isn't as simple as just clearing it.
Yeah, it's not as simple as just attacking whoever. I did try to go for a manip at the start, and it kind of worked, but then Cubo kind of threw a wrench in my plans by being Cubo. Okay, come on.
Classic Cubo. Now we're gonna go to talk to Boris in the principal's office, and then, if I recall, we also then have another tournament fight.
Yes.
So.
But first, skipping Pixie once more.
Yep. Because we don't want to talk to. I'm then gonna talk to Boris. Have a whole conversation.
I'm sure it's very important.
Yep. Get a reminder of, hey, you have a tournament to come to. And so, like that, Leemy's going to use the potato chips and the tangerine on Otto to make sure he's at full HP. As that's
wait, I'm also supposed to use this. Yeah. I was like, something. I'm supposed to do something extra here.
It's Leemy's using a couple of vanilla milkshakes. They're kind of like rare candies from Pokemon, where he will basically increase the Otto's level by 3.
Yeah, I used 3 of them, so I increased the level by 3.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And he's going to keep the other 2 for later on. As while Otto is our main, he's the protagonist, and he's the main character we're using for fights, that won't be the case for the entire run.
Yes, there is a better character later on.
Yeah. Which is, it's kind of funny who it is, like, considering the context.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're now on to, I think this is the most annoying fight.
Oh yeah, this is by far the worst.
So this is the Pixie fight, like in the tournament. And first, Leemy's going to try and take out Naomi, as they have a very awkward throw that means the balls take forever to go across the court. But with that out of the way, it means that trying to take out the next two characters while very awkward is not nearly as bad. At least you can get the balls back. And with the hallway pass, you can see that we can basically just unlock Pixie, and she's out. Pixie is very annoying. She counters very consistently and very quickly. And Chester will just stand there.
Okay. That's
so
not
again,
how that was supposed to go, but...
just another stun lock. You can do that with 2 balls. 3 is a bit easier, and 4 is like a guaranteed stun lock. But with the hallway pass, just throwing one, grabbing it off the floor, throwing it again, and Chester's down. That fight went
I think that's the
phenomenally.
best that fight has ever gone for me.
Yeah.
That was insane. And now Chester's salty, so he's sicking his robots on us.
Yep. Which is unfortunate, but this fight is also, compared to the previous section, a walk in the park. Especially if you have good enough health, it's fine. I remember doing my own runs and always finishing the Pixie fight with too little health and needing to rely on Suneko and Balloony, which is not fun in any kind of fight.
Yeah, it is very bad, because Suneko is pretty strong, but Balloony is just... He doesn't have a lot of health, and he just doesn't throw... like, his throws are also very weak.
Yeah. So Otto is our main character.
Yeah, we also pump all of our stat ups into Otto, so...
It makes sense. And this is when we get the second hallway pass, which we can put 2 hallway passes onto Otto.
I'm not sure it has any effect. I never did any conclusive testing on that.
I would say I don't think it's worth it. The nearsighted glasses are a lot more useful, as we're spending as much time close to the enemies as possible, so the balls travel less. So it kind of it makes sense that.
Wait, is this even a chapter where? Oh, I didn't even need to do that. I just dropped myself out of bounds for nothing. I didn't even need that. This is...
You just wanted to show off.
Oh wait, no, I did need to do that. This is
the
chapter
pizza.
4. I do need. Yeah, it's the pizza fight.
All right, so this is a good one, and maybe.
Oh come on!
If you want to tell us your preference, there's a good way to do that. But, which is, would you rather put pineapple on your pizza or ketchup on your pizza? And there is no, you cannot choose, or that you won't do it. No, you have to do either one. Which one would you pick?
Yeah,
both terrible.
Usually, it's the first thing in this chapter that there's like 2 groups of students who are fighting over. Oh, whoops! That's a new one.
You're just done with reality. You're just out of here. Bye.
Yes.
Would you say that that's never happened before?
I guess so, yes.
You said the thing.
It has, in fact, never happened before.
As we had a whole extra cutscene, Otto's dad is not super happy with him. But either way, we're going to leave, because we've got other things to do. This is I feel like this is one of the longer chapters in terms of different fights, different things to go do.
I think it might be the second longest.
Yeah, but we're kind of zooming through, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I can't complain.
Yeah. So again, we're not going to be late for class. And by not being late for class, it means it's the last thing we're going to do in this entire thing. Nice launch. That guy is actually very short-sighted, so you don't even need to do a launch to get around him. But it's way faster. And instead of going to class, we're going to leave and we're going to go to that underground sewer area, because later in this chapter is where you should be going. So we're doing a bit of a sequence break by just going here early. Normally you shouldn't be able to, but with a moon launch, makes that totally possible. And we're going to go talk to Big Tony, I think his name is.
Yes, it is Big Tony.
And we're going to meet Shoy.
Yes.
They're a cat.
Our next new character.
Which we're not going to use.
Yes.
So this arena is completely different from normal dodgeball. You're allowed to go anywhere on the pitch, the court. What is the term for that?
But our short-sighted glasses still apply the damage boost if I'm on the right half. So I try to do that fight in the right half.
Yep.
I think this is just called free-for-all mode or something by the game.
I think so. I don't remember exactly. But the idea being is, these arenas are very different. We're going to use a moon launch off that pizza box. Talk to Tony. And then we're going to grab strawberry juice. And it's time for us to roll out, bonk on a student that always gets in the way. And we have to do some... Leemy's going to carefully walk down the center to avoid all of these students who want to fight. Because they're just blind. They see you walking over. It's not...
They can't step on the grass. They are real gamers.
Exactly. No touching grass here. Anyway, gonna talk to Squid. And we're now gonna follow them. Except we're not gonna follow them the conventional way.
Yeah, she just kind of went north into the forest. But we have a better path into the forest.
So doing a little moon launch, we're gonna go onto this water that Otto can just walk on. And is instead gonna do a little moon launch up. Convenient that there's only collision on one side of the plane. Yeah. And basically just avoid that fight there by just walking past everyone. Everyone seems to be really short-sighted. They need glasses.
Desperately.
Do a little...
Yeah, so the reason why we went this way is because there's a fight that we cannot avoid the other way around. So this way we just avoid a fight.
Yeah, which is a lot better. And we'll get into a squid fight where we do a whole bunch more stun locking. I love that Nino just got launched there. It was Nino, right?
Oh yeah, Nino just goes kind of...
Whoa!
Excuse me, hello Squid.
Squid, what are you doing? Again, some more stun locks of just throwing...
I need another ball.
So these balls are interesting, that they roll back to the center of the court. Which means that even at this distance, Leemyy can stun lock Squid by just throwing the balls. As long as he times them correctly. And just like that, the fight is over.
Yeah. I think the rest of this chapter is just chasing after Nino.
I think so. There's like one fight with Nino.
Yeah, but it's like this fight, but just easier. Yeah. So if you have any messages, now would be the time.
I do indeed. We would want to give a huge shout out to AOC for generously providing prizes for our giveaways and also supplying their top-notch gaming monitors for our events. These amazing gaming displays feature a 140p resolution, 165 refresh rate, 1 millisecond response time, and very low input lag. Also 6 gaming modes. And this is all to ensure our gamers have the smoothest performance possible. Thank you AOC for supporting our event.
So, as Leemyy said, we're basically chasing after Nino. Being a little mess. We're still making sure to not be late to class.
What is going on right now?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Oh, that was some... My frame rate has just taken a dive. I hope that fixes itself.
Looks to be okay.
That was not pleasant to look at.
No.
Yeah, so Nino, he just kind of stands there for a second for the start of the fight, which is his downfall, because we just stun-locked the hell out of him.
He's standing there, not so menacingly.
No.
And then he's very upset that he stood there and did nothing.
He's 13 levels above us, by the way.
But just like that, easily dealt with. And now we get to go back to class. And finally attend class for the first time. I mean, we were there briefly.
What do you mean back to class?
I mean, we were there very briefly.
Oh, true. Yeah, we were there for like a split second.
Now we get to see, is he going to do it? Nice. Little out of bounds over the wall because it's faster than walking around.
Yeah,
this is where
like
you normally get your assignment. You normally like...
Yeah, it's the cutscene you just saw is supposed to happen at the start of the chapter. We just completely like... We confused the game a lot just then.
Yes, it gets very confused.
You can also see our team. We just lost Balloony out of our team because at the start you're just kind of assigned different teams to go with. We're split into groups of 2. So we do not have Balloony right now, but that's fine.
We don't need him anyway. It's time to go back to the dorm to get some sleep. Again, like I said, you can just go around this guy. He's a bit blind.
Yeah.
Maybe while we're rolling back to the dorm, get some rest. Duncan.
Yes, indeed. We have 15 euros from Snowen, who likes to inform us that very much pineapple and pizza Hawaii all the way. I don't know, chat. If you disagree, make sure to hit that donation button. Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, no, I don't.
No napping. No napping.
No napping. We already took one nap. We don't need another one.
That's for later when we're playing Sleeping Dogs. So the objective is to go to class, which it's very, very specific. Instead, we're not going to go to class, as we have, I think it's another love letter.
Yeah, we just.
This is just another letter.
Yeah, I think this is a blackmail letter instead of a love letter. I don't remember.
There's truly some themes in this game.
There was also another pixie fight there that we skipped.
Yep. Absolutely not. That was that once, not again. This is when we get taught about going to the underground tournament in Big Tony's Den as well, which you can do, but we're not going to. The side quest thing. We're going to go over that guy, and we're going to go around the enemy outside the door to avoid fighting them if this girl to the right doesn't get in the way.
Yeah, she was really trying to push me into his line of sight.
They're in cahoots.
They surely are.
The issue with that enemy, so every fight that we do, you can back out of it by going to the last checkpoint or the last autosave. The issue being is that fight is positioned in a way that even if you reload the autosave, you have to do it. So if we can avoid it at all costs, we will. So there's a whole bunch of stuff at the cafeteria. We now need to go to the tombstone in the middle of the forest, which is being guarded by these students and this one robot. And ideally, Leemyy wants to finish this fight below 25 HP, which makes it a lot easier because these poison balls means that every time he's holding a ball, he is taking poison damage. But it'll be a bit clearer as to why he needs to ideally be under 25 HP. 38 is fine.
Yeah.
Should still make the next fight a bit quicker. As the next fight, we are intentionally going to lose.
Yeah, usually the game doesn't let you proceed when you lose a fight, but this is one of the few fights where you're supposed to lose. The game doesn't force you to lose, so it's actually fair in that regard. But it's just way faster to lose here.
Yeah. Otto is not wised up to the method, the ghostly techniques, as the game calls them.
Yes. And as a consequence, we are now going to head back to class for the third time.
Only the third time. If we're gonna go back to classes, we need to ask the professor what's up with Luna's weird method of dodgeball. Because it turns out that we're not the only ones with wacky ultimates and weird behavior, like moon launching. But now we get to just chill. It's a good 20-second break or so, while effectively this is a mini game that you can do, I think, at any time, like after this point.
Yeah, it's supposed to teach you the correct timing for catching a ball.
Yeah.
But it only ends once you've lost, so the fastest way to do this is to just stand there and do nothing.
18 seconds is not bad at all.
18 seconds is actually pretty fast.
But yeah,
it is random how those bots throw, so sometimes you're just standing there for like 24 seconds, and yeah, it's just free time loss. My favorite.
Yeah. Time to head to the library.
Yes, and this time I will go to the cellar first before I head out of the... Come on, Otto. Oh, no.
This moon launch is at a very awkward spot. There's some other geometry that gets in the way, and there's this low point between the two levels. So it's very easy to just take one step to the right and end up going into the level transition.
Okay, here we'll be careful to not fall outside the door.
Yep, there's a chest to fight, which we don't want to do quite yet. We want to go to the basement to go to the secret society of square balls. And instead we meet Yabo here. What is he doing here? He now joins our team.
Crazy. Yeah,
and
some of you might remember that we've been fighting this guy for quite a few fights now.
So it's a bit unusual, the fact that Kiabo is now joining us on our team. And you can see Leemyy is now using the vanilla milkshakes on Kiabo which we will lose Kiabo a bit later on, but he retains all of the stats that he gains while he's with us, which is very important. He will be now our main fighter going forward. So we're even going to give him the hallway pass and the nearsighted glasses. Thankfully, we now have
Otto gets to keep his hallway pass. We have a second
we have
one.
to have two. It's fine.
You're never supposed to have two, but...
Yeah. And we'll very quickly see that Kiabo is just better than Otto in nearly every fight. Mostly because he heals when he hits enemies.
And he also does like insane amounts of damage.
Yeah, he's doing over 45 damage already, which is just insane. 156 is a crit. So you can see this fight is going just very quickly, as with a couple of balls, you can just take out 102 crit like that, instantly just gone. So Kiabo is very strong, and we're going to use him for the rest of the run when possible. Otto, we will have to use Otto again for like a brief period.
Yeah, for like 2 fights, I believe.
Yeah, again, avoiding Pixie. We don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, she is standing just off to the left here.
It's interesting you do this, as you could have used the water area and then gone on another one here.
Yeah, but I think
so
it's a longer way around. I had actually never really considered that, to be honest. It might be faster.
We're heading to Deep Woods to go investigate some spooky things, some specters of the forest, I believe.
Yeah, it's like a school legend that we're investigating.
But there's just robots. So time to take them offline.
Oh, I should wait for these balls to all arrive.
Yep.
Oh,
incredible.
It was the one robot that actually triggers a knockout. The annoying thing about knockouts is that they cause all the balls to go back to the enemy side. So if I have a lot of balls while a knockout happens, it's actually kind of bad for me because I lose all of them, and you can see they all respawn on the enemy side.
Yep.
So I try to avoid having that happen whenever possible, but with this fight it's hard because 2 of the white robots trigger a knockout, but it's kind of hard to see which ones because they all look the same and hard to keep track of.
Yeah, it's this one that doesn't normally, I think. But
Yeah.
because it's the end of the round now.
Yeah, it was the last one, so sadly it did not matter there.
We've inspected one of the spooky areas. Boris there doing a bit of a spooky dance. And Balloony deflating. Absolutely incredible.
It's telling everybody to get out of the forest.
Yep. And now we're going to head towards the school rooftop, which it's easiest to go this way. Nice bonk. And head
I was so
around.
happy with that launch, and then that bonk just had to come along and...
Understandably, bonking is slow, so we avoid doing it. That's why you'll see Leemyy regularly just jump as he kind of reaches something. It cancels the roll and gives him still a little bit of momentum, as that's very helpful.
Oh.
George is going to give us a side quest. We do not care. Normally, we can avoid that.
Yeah, I jumped slightly too short.
And we're now going to head to the rooftop.
To investigate another legend.
The Phantom Pusher.
Oh, jumped over the trigger again.
And instead, we get another fight.
With Nadine, I believe.
Yes.
Is it Nadine or Naya? I can never keep their names straight.
Yeah. They all begin with N.
Yes. Anyways,
that's it.
that was Nadine. Or Naya. I don't remember.
Either or.
Let's see. After this cutscene, it'll show. I think it's Naya.
Let's find out.
Yes,
it is Naya, yeah. Which means we're taking on
Nadine next.
Nadine next, yeah. And we need to go to the cafeteria. We're gonna, as it says, fire up our neurons with a snack.
Yeah, you wanna talk about that snack?
It's a very cursed snack. All right, well, I got even more time to talk about it. Very cursed snack. So we got some information that there is a very special snack at the cafeteria. It turns out it's just like some moldy chicken that's just in the bin, and you know. We're not gonna eat it, but somebody else will in our party. That being Kiabo. He's just gonna eat some moldy chicken, and we'll see. He doesn't look so good afterwards. We'll have to do this fight first, but he doesn't look all too good afterwards.
Oh,
156 crits.
Well, it stunned her for so long that I'm not sure it was actually worth it.
The stun time is related to how much damage you do typically. So if you do a crit like that, it means they're stunned for a long time. Yeah, we'll see. We'll eat this chicken. And Kiarbo then is just knocked out for a bit. Turns out he was being a bit of a menace and instead was like spying on us. So we don't have...
What? She just went onto the bench?
Please I don't think the glasses.
Oh, you're right.
So we did lose Kiarbo just now, which means we now need to put the nearsighted glasses back on. Do Otto to give him the benefits, as there is another fight here now against Naya and Nadine?
Yeah, Naya and Nadine. Noemi, their sister, is not usually with them. She's always hanging out in the lab.
Yeah. So again, we're going to be aiming to do some stun locks here.
Well, I kind of messed up my targeting there and did in fact not do any stun locks.
You'll see they do this consistent zigzag back and forth.
Yeah.
Which, when they're the closest to the front, this is the ideal time to stun lock them. That way we can actually grab the balls. Nice. That's one of two. And then when there's one of them by themselves, the fight gets pretty easy. You don't have to worry about extra balls going around or them splitting the balls between them. Nice. This is looking pretty good. Nice.
Yes.
We kind of completely glossed over the fact that Otto leveled up enough to his balls are now flaming, which is, I think, a bit ridiculous. We also just leveled up that his ultimate gets bigger, but he doesn't even have a ultimate.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be impressive if we got to see it.
Yeah. Going to do a little heal here as we have a very scary fight coming up against Boris. We're going to go to the Tombstone. Tombstone's pretty important in this particular chapter. And we're going to find out that Boris does not appreciate us being here. It's time to do a fight.
I didn't get a dialogue skip. I hope that doesn't matter too much. I think that means that he has a guaranteed break out of the stun lock at some point when he gets the dialogue.
Yeah, so that's one thing. There's a very small piece of tech that when you're loading into the fight...
Or not, okay.
That was clean. When you're loading into the fight, if you do a tech skip, it will apply the tech skip to the fight itself. Which means that any dialogue that happens gets skipped very quickly.
Yeah, usually you cannot skip dialogue during fights.
Anyway, we briefly get flashbanged. There's some stuff happened there. Quite a lot, in fact.
Yeah, that was Kiarbo
saving us from Boris.
Yeah, he took a hit for us.
Yeah, I don't quite remember the exact reasons why, but now we have Kiarbo back, so it's time to give him the second hallway pass and the nearsighted glasses, and make him our main character for fights going forward. And it's time to go do a tournament match, because it's an even chapter.
Exactly.
We're just going to get there by going on this little railing and using the light to do a moon launch.
It needs a very precise lineup, because if you're not right on the center of the railing, you slide off.
Yeah.
And if you're not close enough to the lamp, you don't get the moon launch.
Yeah, just like that. Now we're into the next tournament fight, and this is against Luna, Naya, and Nadine. Too many names.
Yes. There's quite a few of them.
So we're going to take out Luna first.
Yeah, if we can, if the others don't get in the way.
They're very low, so it should just be like 1 or 2 balls like that.
Actually, it would have been more optimal for me to attack one of the others twice first. But,
yeah, that's okay. So again, same deal as basically
just passing back and forth.
Yeah, just throwing the balls.
Oh. Okay, can I please? Okay, I didn't mean to give that.
Stop giving the balls.
I try not to, but I'm bad.
Yeah, you can see the difference between Otto and Kiarbo in this fight, like against these two in particular. This goes so much more quickly. You throw a couple of balls, like their health is just gone.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
This fight is usually very chill because Kiarbo just destroys everything he touches.
Yeah, we used to do the whole game as Otto, and then you realize, wait, Kiarbo is OP, and it's worth doing some extra routing to boost up his stats even further. But we don't want to boost him too far. And that's something we'll kind of get to towards the end of the game.
Yeah, that's actually why I used some of those
Milkshakes, right?
quote unquote, yeah, those milkshades on Otto earlier instead of saving them all up for Kiabo.
Yeah. Because as characters get stronger, they get more abilities, and their abilities change a bit as well. Which typically just maxing out that level as quickly as possible, in the case for Otto, is helpful. It gives them more strength. But Kiabo, while he will gain a bit more strength, it is unfortunately offset by one of his abilities he gets, which we won't see, thankfully.
We shouldn't, at least.
Yeah, I hope not. If he gets over level 40, then he'll get his annoying ability. It doesn't alter too much, but it does change the dynamic of fights.
Decreases your move speed when you're carrying more than one ball. We basically always want to be carrying more than one ball because it's optimal for stun locking purposes and everything. And it just makes it harder to invade the enemy's side of the field.
Yep. Did you want to talk to me?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Wait, where do I go here? Which chapter is this?
You need to go to the bars.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
we're in chapter 7.
This is the chapter.
Yeah, it's the really short one where we basically just go find bars and then go to sleep again. We don't just go find bars. We have a very important question for him.
Yes. Oh, come on.
We'll do a little moon launch here. This one is a bit tricky because you can't see.
Yeah, you can see what you're doing, so you kind of have to do it on feel. This is the one? Yeah, okay, this is the guy that... That part of the forest, we go by there 4 times, and every time there's a different NPC standing there, looking in a different direction. So they tend to catch me off guard.
So we found Boris, and we have a very important question for him. We're going to ask him to go on a date.
Sadly, we got rejected.
But he did say yet, so there's maybe some hope.
There might be some hope, but I'm still feeling kind of deflated. I'm just going to go back to bed.
Yeah, time to go have a little nap after being rejected.
Oh my god.
Using the tiny little ledge difference between the like, I think it's a fence or some shrubs, and the cone there. It's so small, but it's enough of a height difference to get a moon launch off of.
Yes.
We're going to roll back to the dorm again and sleep for the last time?
Yeah, I believe this is the last time.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a bit far.
Landed on the bikes there. Bonking up the stairs. Very efficient.
As is my need. Ah, couldn't bonk there. Cutscene trigger denied my bonk.
Yep. Cutscene's happening with Nino. Something's happening. Something's brewing.
Yeah, there's a lot of story going on right now.
Yeah.
But we're just kind of not paying attention.
Yeah, because this is, in theory, like this is the last tournament fight that is kind of in play. So we're gonna make our way towards the tournament fight.
Yeah, I think that the lore is that whichever local team wins this tournament fight gets to go like on a trip to like a bigger tournament for the whole region or something like that.
Yeah.
And of course everybody wants that for themselves, so they're all trying to win.
Yeah, we're gonna go straight to the tournament fight.
Actually, we're not.
No? Oh, you're gonna do a little bit extra routing for Kiabo.
I guess I think I'll do it now.
Yeah, I'd say now is fine. So yeah, using this little pebble again to just go around to the right saves us walking through the parking lot.
Actually, I don't know if we have how much money we have right now.
We should have like
might
50? Because you get money every time you fight and win. So we browse the selection. We have 80 even. So we can get 4. And we're going to use these on Kiabo to increase his strength by 15. Which is pretty significant. He was at 16 just now, if the maths adds up.
Yeah, strength does not one-to-one translate into extra damage, but it still increases the damage.
Yeah.
So.
It's worth the detour here, as it will mean that in the upcoming fights, he'll be doing even more damage.
That is not fast enough, but it's fine. We have a backup.
Little ledge here to just roll up and then go around and get into...
Am I missing anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
This one's always a bit confusing because you just go straight to it. Every other chapter, we go do something else first. We're now going against Boris, Nino, and Boris's sister?
Yes, Vampy.
Vampy, yeah.
Oh, I did not get the cutscene skip.
That's okay. So we're gonna take out either Vampy or Nino first, whichever
Whichever presents themselves.
And you can see it's pretty easy to take them out. We leave Boris for last. Boris has 750 HP. He throws like a tank. And so, nice. We'd rather deal with him last when we don't have to worry about the ball potentially hitting somebody else. So either we'll avoid the ball entirely or we'll have to do a kind of weird staggered catch. It's a bit weird.
Oh, I somehow mashed it to instantly get it. What the hell?
Yeah, that's...
Oh yeah, see, that's what usually happens when he hits you.
Yeah, normally has a multi-hit. Now, thankfully, if we get hit a couple times, it's no big deal. Because Kiabo just...
Okay, why does he keep catching my throws? I don't understand.
There we go. And he's out.
Yes.
And that was the last actual tournament fight. We're not done yet. Because although... Yeah, we're level 37, so we're all good still.
Yeah, we won, but Nino is kind of a sore loser.
Yeah. So he runs off, and we would now get the trophy. Except, no, Nino is doing a takeover, and it's time to now try and rescue the school. So it's time to take on these robots. The smiles are kind of unsettling.
They are so unsettling.
Yeah, so the balls we got here are electric. They means that when he throws at one, it should hurt the teammate as well. At the
yeah, it also stuns, but we have the hallway pass, so we stun anyways.
Yeah. Jeez, the damage you're outputting right now.
That was actually very unfortunate right there, because it made the second hit not land.
Yeah. The fact that you're doing like 95 per throw is it's ridiculous.
Very respectable.
And this is why we use Kiabo.
Mm-hmm.
So with those robots fought, we're gonna head over to... We're gonna carefully skirt around this fight.
Yeah.
And we're gonna head to the infirmary. Because although it says we need to search for Nino at the dome, we already know where we need to go. We need to get a key from the headmasters or the teachers in the... We need to get the key from the teachers to go rescue the headmaster, who is in the main building. So now we can see it says to locate the principal. We bypass the fight there by just avoiding this. We'll get a small cutscene of the fact that all the robots are being menaces. Bypass this guy and head into the main building.
Yes.
We're gonna ignore these guys by carefully just...
They're very good at their job.
And now, carefully...
Yes.
very carefully do a moon launch onto this ledge and walk around. If Leemyy messes this up, he has to go off and do 3 extra interactions, which he really doesn't want to do. Thankfully, he doesn't have to now. As he landed inside of the office, if he talks to that robot outside, it locks that door until he finishes the other objectives, which are very annoying. They take a lot of time. Now we have to take on Cubo.
Oh, what the? What? I wasn't even raised for that. How did he? How? 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 I had 3 balls. Now I have 1. Yeah. What even happened?
I don't know, man.
I shouldn't have gone into the field there.
So again, Cubo is very annoying. He hoards the balls, and now he has a whole bunch of robots around him as well. So this just makes it even more annoying.
Yeah, they really block the attack. Oh, that crit mattered. Holy hell.
So yeah, basically what Leemyy did, walked into the field to get around, past the ring of robots to get close enough to Cubo, throw the ball directly in his face, and does a whole bunch of damage. And we get the thumb drive.
Yeah, now we get the cutscene with this robot that I desperately needed to avoid.
Instead, we're gonna head to the mountain area, which we briefly visited. We're gonna go actually there properly this time, and we get to do a bit of movement around the area. We're gonna bypass this robot and just basically go straight into the cable car, avoiding even more dialogue.
Yeah, those robots usually guard the cable car, but we just kind of drop into it behind them.
Yep. Gonna use this tiny little ledge to just do a moon launch, and then very careful platforming. This is normally where the moon launch would like actually be useful, because this is actually like, sorry, to clarify, the moon launch comes from this area in particular. My understanding is that the moon launch is a debug option that the devs left in.
Yeah, I think it's
I think
if
you
I
can use the
if I
rocks to the
understand
left.
correctly, oh yeah, this should work. If I come on,
There we go.
the collision here is kind of jank. Oh no, I can't.
Oh,
I need to not fight that guy. I wasn't supposed to be here. There we go.
there we go. Yeah, there's very particular routing, but you can see those slopes. They are icy, and that's actually where the Moonwatch actually comes from.
Yeah, in
It's
this
ice
area,
physics.
it's supposed to be that whenever you go over one of those slopes with a lot of speed, you jump across.
And then we get surrounded. They hate the music.
So they
just gets-
really wail on us
yeah.
and
For
drag
auto.
us back here to fight Nino, who is now touching... I forgot what the lore was. It's like a magical dodgeball that was embedded in a rock
Yeah.
during a legendary match between two dodgeball champions or something. Wait, I don't need to do anything here.
Boris got launched. So Boris came in and I was like, no, I'm not having this. And just Nino sent him flying. So this is the last big fight. Nino's at 999 health. And there's 3 stages to it. We've already had the first phase. Time to grab some balls.
Oops.
And we're going to do the same strat as Cubo fight. Getting up close and then throwing the ball directly in Nino's face. Admittedly, I think if you just had somebody right in your face and then just threw a ball in your face, you would also be quite upset.
I'm playing very fairly. Why is he so far back? What
yeah,
the?
that's-
He's so far back that his robots can't even go behind him.
oh, yeah. There we go. Now he's a bit closer. Yeah, if Leemyy was to throw the balls from the center of the court instead of in Nino's side, it would likely just hit the robots instead, which is very annoying. It's not what you want at all. You can take them out, and normally I think a safer strat you could do is to take out one of them and then time your throws to go in between the gap
Yes.
of the other 3. But it's not nearly as fast as to just
Oh,
kind of get
he's
very
going
close.
insane.
Yeah, so he's in the final phase now, where he just kind of very quickly dashes around and then just throws a ball very suddenly. Except
Oh.
it's pretty predictable even then.
Come on. Okay, I'll just let auto tank that one. Oh god. Okay, he's doing things right now.
Yeah. So
Oh, come on.
the blue balls you can catch, but they don't give you a ball. They're like ghost balls, but they're not actual balls that
Oh,
you can
come on. I need to hit him.
60, 30. All right, we're now into like the last hit or two. Nice.
There we go.
And that's
the last fight, and there's a bit more dialogue before time.
yeah, time is coming up. So this is the final fight, and of course you get a whole bunch of XP. And it's like everyone's learning all the things. yeah, we know.
It takes a while to mash through all of these.
Especially as Balloony Gase got no XP, and then suddenly got all the XP possible. Yeah, we need to talk to everyone and be like, yeah, we did it. We saved the school. Even talk to Boris. And then we now get the ceremony.
We get crowned the champion.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a crown involved.
No. And then when we hop on the bus, that'll be time.
Yes. It will also say the end on the screen, so it will be very obvious.
Yeah. Talk to a whole bunch more people.
Should be coming up. About 3, 2, 1, time. That went super well. What is it? Oh yeah, 103. That might be PB. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. That is at least very close to my PB.
Yeah, it's honestly, you had a really good pixie fight. Some
Yeah,
really
the
good
pixie
segments.
fight was... I'm pretty sure that's the best pixie fight I've ever had.
Yeah. So it went very smoothly.
Yeah, that was Dodgeball Academia. I hope you all had a fun time with it. Anything more you want to say?
Go play this game casually. It's a lot of fun, a lot of references, and the fights might look a bit intimidating, but when you play the game properly, it's not nearly as bad.
Yeah. When you actually do everything you're supposed to do, when you level up, when you get a lot of stuff,
And
when
the
you have-
ultimate.
Yeah, and when you actually play the game so that you have all of the abilities unlocked, then it's a lot more manageable.
Yeah.
So yeah, do check this game out. It's really fun to play. And maybe even speedrun it if you feel like it.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's everything from our side. Duncan.
Thank you very much for playing and showcasing this awesome game to us. This was also it from me. I will throw you guys over to Pendle Steven after this short intermission. Stick around for an amazing interview even. And after that, Shin Megami Tensei.
Bye-bye.